80s new wave classic, Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears. Very cool song. Of course, a lot of this will be some synth and keyboard arranged for guitar, but there are some straight up cool guitar lead lines in there and chords and what have you. So we'll start with the first riff here, and it's on a keyboard, but we have it arranged here for guitar. It starts with the C. So we start with a 3rd fret here, ring finger. And simultaneous, we're going to use our pinky on the 3rd fret of the E. So we hit those two just like that. And then we scale down here with our middle finger and index. So we'll go with the 3 with our pinky, 2 with our middle finger, and then open. Just leave it like that. And then we'll come back to the 3 on the B, hit the open on the E, and then 1st fret on the B with the index. So it sounds something like. And then basically the same thing again, just a slightly different tempo. So we put that together. And then we move up to the next key here, it's D. So we hit the open D, and once again, 3rd fret on the E with that. Basically playing that same riff, but we're hitting a different bass note. We have a little more freedom because we don't have to fret that bass note. It's an open D. So we'll do it like this. 3, 2, open to the 3 on the B, open E, 1st on the B. And then different tempo here. Okay. Okay, and that's that first riff. And meanwhile, there's a guitar lead that comes in over that. And it kind of comes in, like you would say, part way through it. But then it joins it all together in the end here. So we do 9 on the G to 7. And then 10 on the B to 8. Then we come way up here to 17 on the E to 15. And then once the riff starts again, that first riff, it kind of comes in and matches it slightly. So we start on the 8 on the E, start with the 8. And then we do a quick 7-8-7 pull off, basically hammer on pull off. Then 8 on the B, 10 on the B to 9 on the G. And then again with the 8-7-8-7 to 8 on the B, 10 on the B. So basically we're just playing that little segment twice. And then it loops to the beginning of this pattern here. Okay, now we have the verse chords, which are some kind of exotic, but not too difficult. Fun sounding chords. Starts with a add 9. So I'll play that like this. Kind of bar the second fret here as you would a normal A, but then you bring a ring finger over to the 4th fret of the G and try to let this high E ring out as you strum it. Be a little difficult. You really got to bring your wrist out. So we try that. So you strum that, and then you bring it to a normal A, which basically you're just lifting this ring finger. And then we come down to a C major 7, which is basically like you're doing a normal C, but just keep your index finger off. So we're hitting that C major 7, and then just bring it back down to make to the normal C. Okay, so all together we have. And here we have kind of a synth part, which it sounds like it's simulating some kind of muted orchestral strings or something like that. But you can make it sound pretty close just by muting some strings on the guitar. So basically, we're going to palm mute right on the bridge here, so we get some dead sounding strings, just kind of plucky sounding. And then we come way up high here. We're going to do 14 on the D to 16 on the G. You gotta have just enough palm muting on there so you can actually hear it. So 14, 16 to 14 on the G, 14 on the D to 17. So I'll use my pinky here. 17 on the B, and then back up to 14 on the D, to 15 on the B, to 16 on the G. So we try that together. We do. It's just a small little part, but it sounds really cool. Okay, chorus chords here. We start with the G. You can play it like this with the 3rd on the B if you like. I think it sounds better with that. To the E minor. Do that once. And if you like, you can just keep going with the G to the E minor, but I added there's a little bit of a synth line that comes along with it, which I kind of add here, and I think it sounds pretty cool. So we could go with the G like this, but instead we're going to bring our pinky over to the 5 on the E and strum that, and then scale down here by ring finger back to the 3 on the E, and then I come over here and I'll just bring my index down to the 2 on the E, and then ring finger on the 3. So and over here to the E minor, but take the pinky, go 2nd fret of the high E. Bring it up to hit the open on the E, and then the open on the B. And that's repeated twice. And then we come over here to end off the chorus, we do a D minor 7. Okay, here we have the Synth Solo arranged for guitar. And we start off at 10 on the B to 8, 9 on the G, 8 on the E, 10 on the B, 9 on the G. Okay, then we do 7 on the E to 8 on the B, 9 on the G, 10 on the B, and then a 9, 7, 9 on the G. Okay, we come over here to 10 on the B, couple quick 10s, to 8, 9 on the G, and then 8 on the E, 10 on the B, 9 on the G. Okay, and we come up to 8 on the E, 7, 10 on the B, and then 8 on the B, 2 of them. And then we end that off with 2 10s on the B, 8, 10. Okay, so we put the whole thing together here. Okay, and the outro here, which is kind of this what's going on in the very beginning, but these are just that initial riff comes back in, and I think the lead line comes in back too, but these are the chords that are going on. It's basically a C for 2 measures, and it brings up to a D. That's Tears for Fears, Head Over Heels, new wave classic from the 80s. Enjoy.